Okay, I don't know if you all feel like I do, but I'm ready to eat. So we will now. Okay, well, the head table will go first, and you will follow the head table.
Who really put their hands into it. And as Jesse said, the macaroni and cheese was what?
The whip.
On a serious note, this evening we are here on a very special occasion to celebrate the 9th anniversary of the suspension press. Many years ago, as you know, there was not a black press. The two men who founded the black press stated so eloquently, "We wish to plead our own cause. Too long have others spoken for us." The words of the founders of the black press, Samuel Cornish and John Russwurm, some 163 years ago. Only a few people at that time recognized the power and the potential of the black press. Freedom's
jump up and down, but as far as getting close, that was this room. I used to stand right back by the door because I couldn't get in and watch Bill Brown and some of them other brothers grind. I used to watch because the girls would not dance with a brother who couldn't dance, especially who couldn't grind cool. So I analyzed. Nobody would dance. When I would try, I would mess up. And I did get a complex. Robin Humphrey right here, good friend. A couple of others of us said, man, we must be really square. Y'all call it play now. We call it something else then. We ain't getting no play. Interesting. The bookworm. The people were serious. The churchgoers. I couldn't even get the church girls to laugh. Hello. It's some traumatic memories in this room. When I did finally learn how to do the latest dances, it was too late. It was over. So coming back into this room, soon as she told me where it was, because I couldn't remember, I really thought about not coming. Now, because I could reminisce all night. And that's what's beautiful about life. Think about people who have nothing good to reminisce about. Think about that. Tonight, I say we should be here paying tribute to a queen. That's what I thought my role was supposed to be, but it's really not that, but I'm going to do it. She doesn't know this, but she was one of the people, one of the girls, that I really used to see, and really used to twist and turn about. I remember that pretty face and them bald ladies. I got a good memory. But since I was too young, only thing she could possibly do was babysit me, I could only fantasize. So this room and this city brings back some traumatic memories. But we've grown up now. And here's what we need to put on the record. For the people who say that Kentucky has nothing to offer, Covington has nothing to offer, Falmouth has nothing to offer, you can tell them that you're lying. You can look in this room tonight and see history. I can look all around this room and see history. I can start up here and stop here with Mr. Brock. This is a world-known man. He was called a black man before we focused on calling black men black men. And he helped produce jewel after jewel after jewel. And sometimes we forget that. So, my dear Mr. Brock, the other thing I can remember is those teams he had. Everybody used to dream to play for those Covington Grant Warriors. To play for Mr. Brock. Why for Mr. Brock? Because of what he stands for, not stood for. One of my biggest disappointments in life is I never really got to be with Mr. Brock. We need more Mr. Brocks, not because I could have played basketball for him. We tend to forget that. We tend to forget that in terms, and that's the story we must continually tell our children, especially here. One of the things that the children of Covington, like children in Cincinnati, can have a sense of is there's nobody around that they can look up to. That is a lie. And so, as I think about my sister tonight, because I'm rambling, I haven't even got to my speech yet. A person who represents the epitome of womanhood, who represents the epitome of blackness, who is the pinnacle of perfection, who is the exotic quintessence of beauty. And that's not original, but it sounds good. All these things and more. I'm not here to talk about her tonight. That's not my speech tonight. But we have to give credit where credit is due. It may sound like preaching, but I just call it teaching. And the reality of my upbringing is that the reality of the way I was raised was to basically always give respect where respect is due. Yes, sir. We need tonight to give the respect by coming to our feet and honoring a lady who's not a wimp, a lady who is about elegance, about a struggle, and most of all, who sets the example for our children that they need to move into this 21st century. And that's my dear sister here, Miss Patricia Fain. We need to recognize her. So that's my little brief introduction. Like I say, I could stand here, reminisce more, but I'm going to kick it in high gear because I'm this way. When I talk, I don't care whether anybody else likes it, as long as I get into it. So, as people call me conceited, yes I am about certain things. So if nobody else likes it tonight, we're going to like it. Because you know what I like about you? You're not scared of blackness. Hello. And when I read this, I said, don't worry about what you say. If I say something tonight that cuts you, don't worry, I'll put you back together. You won't bleed to death. This is serious business, y'all. There are too many people who think that in essence we are dead. That is over. And your legacy and your staff, the people that work with you, and let me say that, what we need more of, as Mr. Hughes here knows, is all of us cannot be leaders. Most of us have to understand our Afrocentric heritage where in essence we listen to our elders and give them justice. That's why I was students every day. Some of y'all know what I'm talking about. I know I got gray hair. I can see. But the reality of that, I know what the good book says. That the reality, and as I look at my sister over here, the reality of what we have in some way connotates not only blessing, but wisdom. So we are so caught up on the way we look. That's what used to happen to me. I agree. My mama didn't help me in terms of the girls like me when I came to Covington. I got these holes in my face. She put me in these little cute clothes. I didn't know how to dress. I just knew how to look cute. And so the reality of that, how do you take your mind for you young brothers and sisters and look cute? Hello. That's why your education is important. Many of the people who basically have paved the way, even to let you stay on the case in Covington, never come back. Why? Not invited. Not only by us, but even some of the good white folks. Hope y'all don't mind me saying that. Ain't trying to hurt nobody. That's just the way it is. But even in Covington, the people that know people who went to Covington Homes, Covington Grant, other places that made contributions and who could come here and help straighten things out. Hello. I ain't trying to cut, but when I come back, anywhere I go, there are a number of things that can be straightened out. What I like about your sister, you're not a safe Negro. Hello, y'all. I know that's scary terminology. And I know it's hard on some of your ears. But that's where we are. Some of us like to be very safe. Because we're raised that way. We're taught to stay in our place. Stay in your place, you get what you want. You can get what you want. Well, what is that? Well, you can drink and you can be able to have an indoor toilet. And, you know, if you mess with this and that, this is what happens. I'd rather live outdoors. Well, that's why sometimes I just will go back to the country. But we're not in the country, y'all. We're in the city. And it's serious business. So the reality of your existence, your legacy, and the reality of what your paper stands for. This is history, y'all. This sister's gone down in history. If she leaves this earth today, this is history. You're looking at it. Not many of us have the opportunity to make history. So I just want to say that this is a historical occasion. I'm so glad to be a part. There's so many people you could have invited. She's asked me several times to come and do different things. And this time when she called, I said, look, you've asked me so much. Yes. Because you know she's persistent. You got to be persistent in this day and age. And you got to be persistent so you don't make folk mad. Y'all know what I mean? Many of us, it's a trick bag. We want people to get us an attitude, so basically we never have to deal with them. So if Jesse make me mad, I'm setting that up. I want him to make me mad so I can shut him up. Pat his ass. Eric, could you come speak? Could you come do this? Not one time when she tried to reprimand me. I appreciate that. And so tonight I'm so glad because you bring me back and you let me touch a number of people I have not touched for a long time. End my talk. I had to say that. And I hope you all will just give me time and I'll get it out and I'll be over. But my topic tonight, overcoming our obstacles by letting the truth be known. When I get a talk and get a subject that's really political, this one was beautiful. I loved it. I love having 1 or 2 or 3 little simple words to deal with. Overcoming our obstacles by letting the truth be known, or as we can put in our black language, if I'm lying, I'm flying. That's what we used to say, right? That's what we say. When we talk about truth, if I really want this brother to know that I'm telling the truth, brother, the unadulterated truth, it's for real, brother, I would say, look, if I'm lying, brother, I'm flying. So when you ask me to deal with this, overcoming our obstacles, by letting the truth be known, I say, oh, that's beautiful. Let me look at some words. Let me start a little backwards and go to truth. There's truth, and then there's true truth. Y'all follow me? In other words, if you're a lady, and I just deal with it this way, because that's a whole other conversation. A lot of times from us males, y'all get truth. It's supposed to be true. Do you like me? Do you love me? Will you be totally true to me? And I say, oh yes. Well, if you don't probe a little bit deeper and say, come on, brother, give me the true truth. In other words, you telling me it's just going to be you and me and nobody else. I might scratch my head on that. can't wait to get real low. I hope the Lord will bless me. Here's some yards I want to.
Walker Lane, who is my niece, who's been here with me all. Yes, she made the macaroni and cheese. The Wonderful Pink made the macaroni and cheese. And our co-sponsor from New York City, Michael Burton. And Michael Burton, as you know, was one of the 1963 graduates who was a real Grant warrior. Yeah, real Grant warrior. Jackie Humphreys, Jackie Pettis Humphreys. Jackie, this is my dear sister-in-law, who I love very much. Who's always ready and willing to assist whenever assistance is needed. And I love you for that, Jackie. Another one of our hostess is D'Angela Jackson. This is a beautiful young lady that wants something out of life. You can tell. But she walked up and said, and I'm not going to embarrass him, but I'm going to ask him to stand anyway because he did it with reluctance. My dear beloved son, whom I love very much, Charles. And my brother Richard, who worked diligently to help graduate and put all the pictures and take it over and take in charge. And I'm grateful for that, and I love you too.
Accept this on their behalf. Thank you again.
Before the mighty hand of God. And she did tell me on several occasions, she said, Trish, she said, I believe I'm going to heaven. And I had to go back.